Hey y'all, it's Katie. Welcome back to From My Vanity and welcome to a exciting video. I have been looking forward to sharing my review on these magic lashes with you guys for a while. If you check out any of my 3 looks 1 palette videos, you'll have seen that I have been testing them out. Levi is in the room with me because he is going on this little stint of not wanting to mesh up and get his nap cycle on the same as my other children, so they just went down for a nap and he is now awake for the next hour and a half, and he'll probably go to sleep when my children wake up. So anyway, yeah, he is down here, so any little noises are going to be coming from him. But we are going to be talking about the Viciley Cosmetics Magic Lash Kit. And I just dropped, hang on. Okay, it's the Lash Kit. They reached out to me and asked if they could send it to me, and I was like, you know what? I've been really curious about these magic lashes because their claim to fame, or just what they market these as, is they are not glue, like they're not the typical glue-on lashes, but they're also not magnetic lashes, which you guys know if you watched any of my magnetic lash videos. I've been super into trying them, but they're not magnetic lashes, they're magic, and they just magically adhere. So when I saw that, when I was seeing them around, I was like, how does that work? What is in it that makes them adhere? So I have been testing them over the past month. I have not been wearing them a month, but I would say I've been trying to wear them. I have had various successes, levels of success, which we'll get on in a minute. But I mean, at least a solid, I would say 14, maybe even 20 times that I have tried to wear them, or I have worn them for so many hours. So I feel like I have a pretty solid grasp over them, and I'm going to share with you guys my experience and like my first impressions, and then as I wore them longer and got more use out of them, and just my overall experience with them. So let's just hop right into it. Okay, so first off, just to go over what's in the kit, I'll put the price here because I don't remember off the top of my head. But the kit that they sent me does come with a mascara, a liquid liner, I think 3 pairs of lashes. Yeah, 3 pairs of lashes, and then a tweezer set. So I have one of the pairs on, then they have this one and this one. There are no names on it, but as far as I can see, they're the same lash, just you get 3 different pairs. So the pair that I have on is the only one that I have been wearing, and as you can see, I had them on. But the problem I am getting still after, I don't know, maybe around 20 times wearing them, is that they'll pop up. Like, they're very insecure in that when you stick them on, they look like they're great, but maybe you blink too hard, maybe it's a little windy, the edges, both the outer edge and the inner edge, pop up. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. They say you have to use everything in this set. You have to use the liner and the mascara to make this work. And I did test it one day because I'm a rebel, and I tried a regular liner and a regular mascara and tried to stick these on because I was like, maybe they're just like those pre-glued lashes kind of thing, and it doesn't work. So there is something in these products that these lashes are attracted to. So the first time I ever used them, I had to trim them down a lot. Now this is the size that they normally are, and then I guess I can just pull this off real quick because they're super easy to come on and off, as I was saying. This is how much I had to trim them down in order to get them to stay on. Another reason that I had to kind of trim them is because, as you can see, like, they don't want to bend no matter how much you try to make them bend. So that was the main reason I had to trim off so much, is because that while I wouldn't mind a longer lash, it's wanting to stick so stick straight that I would get one side down and I would go to do the other side, and then the back end would pop up, and then I'd get this side down and I'd go to the back end, and then it was just kind of like a little seesaw motion. So I definitely had to trim them down to about this length so that when I attach them, it's really only going to just over half of my eye shape. It's really not going in anymore, which, if you like accent lashes, I mean, I think they make a very nice accent lash, but that band being so stick straight and not really wanting to move and to bend and just conform to your eye shape, I found very difficult to use, and that was the only way I could kind of solve the problem and not have it always wanting to pop up, was to just trim them a little bit and use them more as accent lashes. Another thing I want to point out, but it's kind of obvious to you if you're looking at this, I find them a very shiny lash, if that makes sense. Like when I'm wearing them, and especially when I'm editing videos when I'm wearing them, I feel like they look extremely shiny on, and even as I'm talking, I'm pretty sure this outer edge, yeah, the front edge is just kind of popping off. They have a very shiny finish, and maybe you don't mind that, maybe that's not a big deal to you, but for me personally, I don't like that look because I feel like it looks plasticky and just, I don't know, not very pretty. And maybe that's definitely just a me thing to not like the shiny finish that these have, but it's definitely something I wanted to note. Sometimes I feel like it's not too bad, but I don't know, when I'm looking down a lot, I just feel like it looks shiny. But I feel like overall though, the biggest hurdle with this and the biggest reason that I just can't say I recommend them is because they don't last. Like, they're so unreliable. Like, right now they're on and they're pretty, but there's so many times when I was doing tutorials, you know, doing looks for my tutorials, and I would put them on, they'd look okay, I'd be doing my end of the tutorial shots, and I would get up to do the close-ups, and then the inner half had popped up. Whoa, that was such a laugh. The inner half would pop up, or the outer half would pop up, and it would look so bad in close-up. And then also too, even just wearing them around the house, like when the outer corner pops up, you can really feel it, and I could go and stick it back down, but it's just something annoying that I don't have to worry about if I have a really good lash glue that I'm using and I stick it on, or even my magnetic lashes, my Moxie lash, Moxie lash liner. I know I always mention them, but I use that, I put the lashes on, and they do not move all day, which is what I like about it. But these, they stay, but who knows how long they'll stay, and who knows when they'll pop up. So anytime that I wore these, I just had varying levels of success. I was constantly having to fidget with them and make sure the outer corners were in place, make sure the inner corners were in place. Right now, the inner corner on this one just popped up because I was fidgeting with the outer half. I just feel like I'm playing a seesaw game when I put these on. I was curious to know what the magic was in this formula, and I did go on and put all the ingredients for these into like an ingredient analysis thingy, and nothing really stood out. I'm definitely going to go one more time before this video goes live, so if I discover anything else, maybe I'll try to find a couple different websites to put it in and see. I'll put it on the screen here if I find anything else, but I forget what the website was that I used, but nothing really came up. It was just kind of boring ingredients. Like, there wasn't anything that was like, oh, that's the ingredient that makes it adhere. So I don't know what it is in here, because that was definitely something I was super curious about. I don't know what it is in here that makes it work. The whole time I've been testing them, I've been doing both of them together. One moment. I will say that this mascara by itself is such a, I don't like the mascara. It's very sticky and goopy and just does nothing for your lashes by itself. There were a couple times after I pulled these lashes off that I just kind of finished out the day, and it just looks like I don't have lashes. Like, it coats them, it tints them black, but that is it. Another thing that I thought, because I've only been wearing this one pair, I was like, maybe they just don't last that long. Like, you can't get very many uses out of them, because I do feel like the more I wear them, the worse results I'm getting. I feel like the best results were the first couple times where they would last a couple hours with only having to like readjust and push them back on a couple times. But I just looked on their website, and they say it should last up to 30 times. And I know I haven't worn them 30 times. Like I said, maybe 20. It's more probably closer to 15. I'm not sure. I wasn't keeping track, but I definitely know I didn't get close to 30, and it's just been such a struggle bus, especially today, to get them on, and I don't like that I can't depend on them not to pop up. And I really do think it's a combination of just the magic power in it not being strong enough, and it just being such a stick straight lash. Like, I wish the lash band itself had more flexibility to it. I did reach out to them since they sent this to me, and I was like, hey, I'm having these problems, any tips? And they did reply to me once and say, try to do 2 layers, which I have been doing ever since they said that, but it's still not working. So I sent them another request saying, like, I tried that, it's still not working, and I don't know if they haven't seen it or they haven't gotten back, but I haven't heard from them, and that was kind of a while ago. So I was like, you know what? I tried to reach out. I tried to ask them for tips and tricks to make this work, and it's just not. So at this point, I was like, I might as well just do my review and share with you guys the results that I got. I think they're very pretty for that accent lash, that really long and fluttery look. I really do like that, but the fact that they're constantly popping up, I can't stand. They are extremely lightweight on my eyes. Like, when they're on my eyes, I'm sure it has something to do with just the band being so thin and the lashes themselves being so wispy, but I don't feel them when they're on my eyes, and I like that. But at the same time, because I don't feel them on my eyes, I never know if they're popping up or if they're falling out. Like, there was one time it had come up and it was standing so much. It was like barely on my lashes. Like, I was just holding on to my lashes, and I went and looked in the mirror. I was like, oh my goodness, I look ridiculous with like just this lash sitting on top of my curled lash. It was a hot mess that day. But yeah, so there's pros and cons when it comes to that. I love how lightweight it is, but at the same time, you never know if you're walking around looking ridiculous, or like, what was that? What was that movie called? Lucille Ball played in it. Yours, Mine, and Ours, when she went on a date and she lost a lash. Like, that's how I felt one day when she like put it back on. Oh, this is nostalgia right here. I haven't watched that in years. It's been a long time since I watched Yours, Mine, and Ours, but I just remember her going on the date and losing the lash, and then like trying to stick it on, and it was just like sitting on top of her lash or on her eyeball. That's how I felt in that moment. So at this point, I feel like I have nothing more to share. I wish I could give you guys some tips and tricks to make these work, but I can't because I haven't figured out how to make them work. And while I do like how it looks for a more natural look when my eyes are open, they don't stay and they just don't look natural either because they have that really shiny, shiny look to the lashes. Of course, if I ever do figure out the magic to this and how to make them work, I'll do an updated video because I'll feel bad for bashing them in this video. But at this present moment in time, I can't get them to work and that annoys me. So I figured I would just share this with you guys because this has definitely been something I've seen on Instagram and I see everyone put them on and just like, oh my goodness, magic, you don't need glue. They're not magnetic. That sounds amazing, but they don't last. I can feel this one coming off. I don't know if it's my inner rim, like, it's my inner. I think if I cut this even more and just had them as very accent pieces, I'm pretty sure I could get them to stay reasonably well for a nice amount of time. But I don't really like the look of accent lashes because I'm so sparse up here. It just kind of looks weird to have fullness out here and nothing in the center, but maybe that's just me. But I don't know. Like I said, it's just, I wish they would work a whole lot better than they are working. And I'm glad this is a video where I'm reviewing them because I can sit here and mess with them all day and not have to worry and feel weird and have to edit that out because that's what I have been doing in previous videos when I was wearing these. So yeah, that's basically all I have for this brand. I feel bad just kind of bashing them, but like I tried to get them to work and this is my results, and I do like to kind of keep you guys up to date on these type of lashes that I've been trying. Usually they're magnetic lash reviews, but this one is a magic lash and I was just too intrigued not to try. But overall, yeah, I just kind of wanted to share with you guys my reviews and just put it out there in case you were ever curious. It's available on Amazon and I have looked over it many times and thought like, that's not a bad price. Like maybe I could try it. So yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to put this video together. I know it's short and sweet, but I hope it's helpful. Levi decided he needed a snack before bed, so he's down here and he is the loudest eater out of all my children, so I apologize if you don't like that. But I did want to also add in here at the end, I did review this. This is the Kiss Magnetic Eyeliner. I reviewed it in my fails for last month, which I can leave linked up here if you want to like hear more in depth. But I did want to include it in here real quick since this video is kind of focused on like magic lashes, magnetic lashes. I'm going to put this video in my folder, or not my folder, my playlist about magnetic lashes. So I want to include it here just in case you ever miss it, or you know, you're watching all these videos to hear about these kind of things. I don't want to exclude this, but kind of spoiler alert, this made it into my fails because while it works okay, it's very, very weak when it comes to the magnet. It is such a weak magnet. I could not depend on it. It was so weak that while it would kind of adhere and latch on depending on the strength of the magnet on the lashes, it could stick some lashes fairly well, but if I kind of squeezed my eyes shut too hard, they would pop off. So that was a bummer for me. I tried doing a double layer of this. I will say I like the consistency. It's very easy to apply and it reminds me a lot of the lash liner system. I can't grab it right now, so I'll put a picture here. The liquid liner from the lash liner system. So if you've tried that and you like it, I could not get that to work for me, but I do know some people really enjoy it. If you like that consistency, if you like that formula, this could be a really good alternative dupe for it because I think the lash liner system is also pretty expensive like Moxie Lash. So this might be worth looking into if that formula works for you. I found this very comparable. It goes on almost the same. I do have to use 2 layers just like with the lash liner system, and it has the same type of strength to it when it comes to the magnet strength. And then also on top of that, just like with the lash liner system, if my inner corner got too wet because I have very watery eyes, the liner almost peels off in just like one little sheet, just like the lash liner system did for me. But for me and my sensitive, very watery eyes, it doesn't work for me. There were so many days I went to use this and I'd spend the time doing 2 coats, making sure I waited between the coats, and then I'd go and spend 5 minutes trying to get the magnets to stick, and as soon as I would get one would pop up, or I would get one eye done and I'd go to the other eye and then I'd look over and the magnets would be coming off of this eye, so it was just not dependable enough. So this was also a fail for me when it comes to the magic magnetic liner, when it comes to lashes and liner, trying to use some other method besides the traditional glue, because I'm always on the hunt. I just think it'd be nice to not have to do glue. This didn't work for me, so it's also a fail. So yeah, that is going to do it for my review of the Viciley. I think it's just like the magic eyeliner, magic lash system that they sent me. I hope you guys find it helpful and informative. Yeah, I really wish I could have made them work because I feel like a Debbie Downer in this video and I hate to be so negative, but they just didn't work for me. So I wanted to put my review out there to hopefully help someone else if they were trying to decide if this was worth it. Well, it's not that expensive. it doesn't work for me, so in my eyes it's not really that worth it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, found it informative, or just entertaining to watch, I hope you'll hit the thumbs up button on your way out, as it really does help me in the whole YouTube algorithm. And I do appreciate so very much the time you guys took to watch this video. It really does mean a lot to me, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.